Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here. I'm back again and I am really looking forward to sharing today's topic with you guys, which is ultimately all about the fact that you can always get over the truth. And today what I want to do in order to kind of just really get this kind of message towards you guys is I want to articulate it in throughout a story, kind of a bit of a success story from one of my beautiful clients slash friends. And I just feel like I really want to share it with you guys because it is, I just think, really super helpful to push this point across, plus like a couple of other points that I want to get into with you guys when I know how to multitask, which I'm not very good at, but there we go. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the whole thing is going to be about the truth about the idea that you'll always get over what's truthful. And you know, the flip side of that is that it's always going to be super hard to get over the times when you've not been truthful with yourself, with other people. Dishonesty, it's always going to kill us, right? And kill connection. It's going to make things so much worse. So somebody said this to me in my life just a couple of days ago. I was having a conversation and they said, you know, you can always get over the truth. And they just said it kind of fleetingly, but I was like, yes, that is so true. And I had a beautiful coaching session with a client of mine just yesterday who a few days prior, I had gone on kind of an emergency coaching call with with her. And, you know, she was going through some major challenges and hurdles, in particular in her relationship, and was helping her sort of put out some fires there and sort of set her on the right path. And oh my gosh, she makes me so proud of her because a couple of days later we had our proper coaching session and she had done the work. You know, she'd done everything that we'd spoken about that felt right for her, and she was moving in the right direction and she was reaping the rewards. And so I want to unpack a little bit about that. And, you know, our relationships, you guys know by now that this is like absolutely my favorite topic, is always about relationship dynamics and like sorting them out and like getting to connection. And one of the things that really brings this point and this story together was actually during our coaching session when she'd done the work on her that she needed to do to empower herself, which is always going to empower your relationship. And she got truthful about what was going on for her, and she got truthful about, you know, just stepping into what was authentic and communicating about what was right, what wasn't working, and the pathway forward, and not staying stuck and victimized or, you know, projecting our challenges onto anybody else, but actually, you know, stepping forth and doing the work on you and not expecting anybody else to do that for you, but actually getting into action even though it's challenging, and it's always through truth and authenticity and getting that clarity. Because when she got that, she became unshakable in a situation where she would be getting flustered and so worried and concerned about how her partner was feeling and what he potentially wanted, that she was this wishy-washy, not bringing this certainty in, which was only aggravating him more because he wanted certainty. He was feeling really uncertain in the connection. And so her taking the stance to get empowered and get truthful and honest with herself and bring that truth and honesty in her communication, she became unshakable, and she became a source of centered love that was able to reconnect the two of them, and him playing his amazing part on that as well. But ultimately, what we discovered when we had this follow-up coaching session and she'd done the work and she'd gotten to this point of reconnection, and actually not just reconnecting, but actually growing and expanding the connection to a new level, because that's what we do when we have a growth mindset and we go through the inevitable challenges of relationship. But ultimately, what I asked her was, I first asked her, you know, okay, you're in this great place now, but what was your major fear that was kind of driving that conflict? What was really underneath all that conflict, which was a surface level conflict, which really, you know, I'm not even going to mention it. It's just like, it's not, you know, we all have these surface level conflicts that there's something much larger at play, and it's really not about that laughable fight, right? But ultimately, she said, well, she took a moment and she really dove deep, and she thought, well, actually, like, my biggest fear in that conflict was really just losing him, losing our relationship, losing, our family connection. And we spoke through that and really got some clarity on that, because you want to know where all that fear and all that defensiveness and that disconnection and those protective walls, where they're coming from. And then after we kind of clarified that and she got into a new level of understanding within herself, I asked her, breathe deep, take a big deep breath. Now shift perspectives, now just don't filter it through you and your perspective, but actually now step into the shoes of your partner and truthfully, what is their greatest fear? What is really driving their defensive behavior? What is that? And she was able to get to this place where she realized that their differences shared this commonality of a driving fear, which was they were both so fearful of losing each other, losing the relationship, losing their family unit. And that was really, what they were so focused on, that was creating the disconnection, the lack of honesty, the walking on eggshells, the trying to manage another person's emotional state without actually dealing with the problem at hand. And what was happening was, when we don't address our deepest fears, when we don't get clear on them, when we don't have the courage to face and follow them, then they end up being what we're subconsciously focusing on, and we're manifesting into our reality by our defensiveness, and we're trying to put walls up, and we're thinking that it's inevitable that our fears are going to come true. So we end up manifesting them through our defensive behaviors. It's the whole concept around you get what you focus on. And so once she was able to come to that realization and see, oh my gosh, like our differences, like that we've been, creating this conflict, really coming from the same the force and that fear. And really what we want is to have an extraordinary quality of connection and, be the greatest role models we could possibly be for our beautiful children and the people around us who we can see struggling in their relationships as well. And from that place, instead of focusing on, now we've brought the fear to the surface and we can see and we can focus on it for a moment, we can address it. Now we want to paint a picture for actually, well, if we don't want to focus on our fear, what do we want to focus on? What do we want to manifest in our lives if it's not this fear that we keep bringing up to the surface? Then really what we need to do is get clear on that vision forward. It's not rocket science. You guys have heard it 10 million times before. But ultimately, in order to do so, we have to be truthful. And, I've been starting to say this thing recently in my life, the whole concept and the term around, revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, I feel like honesty is a dish best served sugar-free. No sugar coating it. We can of course have compassion when we, talk truth, but we absolutely don't want it to be laden with sugar. We don't want any falsities. We don't want any softeners. We really do want to be speaking the truth, because from that place, we can actually see what's really going on. We can actually address and communicate what we really want to move toward, and then we actually have a chance of getting to where we want to get to. So I'm really, really hoping that me just sharing this kind of success story from one of my beautiful clients / friends that she's had this week, that I'm just so proud of her for, and her partner as well, that what the dynamic that they've managed to kind of reconcile and get beyond and grow from, that's what juices me like nothing else. So I hope that me sharing this message with you guys is of value, and that it gets you thinking about, where in your life are you just not being truthful? Because you might be sugarcoating it in the short term, thinking you're going to have this short-term satisfaction, but in the long run, you're avoiding the conflict that's going to actually set you free. You know, you've got to identify what's truthful for you. Where are you at? What are you really fearful of? What's really driving your fears and concerns here? Your defensive behavior. What is it that you actually want? You've got to get truthful on that as well. And then you've definitely got to go about communicating that with other people in your life that you really want to create something extraordinary with. And it's obviously this topic today is, I've taken the relationship angle, but it's in all areas of your life, in particular your relationship with yourself. That is the foundational piece to all of this stuff. So hoping that it's of value to you guys, and I really want to check in with you guys, so make sure that you drop me a comment, say hi, and if this message is of value to you, I would love if you would share it with anybody that you feel it could serve. And I definitely want to check in with you guys. I've like seriously been struggling a bit, like getting back into action with you guys in terms of these Facebook Lives, not because I don't want to, but because I have like this stockpile of all these different ideas that have been, all these different insights and ideas, and I still haven't really taken you guys through the incredible, profound experience that I had during my 10-day silent meditation retreat. So rest assured, it's all coming to you. I'm just getting back into action, and you know, I'm so used to just giving you all these insights as they're happening in real time, which feels most natural and truthful to me. But I don't want to miss any of the other stuff. So it's all coming to you, and I can't wait to share more of it with you. And those of you who are in the masterclass, and we're just deciding on that date, looks like it's going to be next Sunday. So I can't wait to see you guys. Oh, it's been so long. But I am going to give you guys one of the major profound experience. I'm going to try and recreate it for you guys that I had in this 10-day silent meditation retreat. I can't wait to share more of those details with you, and of course bring the masterclass to you live. So hope you guys who are in it can join me live, and we're picking the right time and date for you all. And if you can't make it live and you're part of the masterclass, as you know, everything's recorded. And if you're not part of the masterclasses and you would like to be, then definitely I will shoot you guys a link. Let me know if you're interested. But here is Gregory and Adrian and Katrina and Mark. Awesome to see you. And Bina, lovely Vanessa, thanks so lot for your wisdom. You are always so welcome, Bina. And I have got Craig and Ventura. Much love to you. And Adrian, keep on sparkling your sparkle. I certainly will. Thank you so much, Adrian. Awesome to see you. And Cameron, nice apartment. Yeah, it's pretty nice. But I told you guys a couple of days ago when I did my Facebook Live, 2 days ago, that I'm in Paris, but I'm in an outside suburb of Paris now. I just shifted into. I was super central. And now I've shifted out because I decided this week I just want to work and focus and catch up on so much work that and diving into my mission and getting creative, and got so much in store for you guys. But I picked this place because it's a beautiful apartment, and I mean upstairs I've got, actually I'll just give you a little look. I won't take you upstairs right now because I might kill myself because it's kind of weird up there. But oh my god, here we go. I can't open the door. Bear with me. But outside here, maybe I've got this beautiful little Zen garden. Except it is freezing and it's been raining, and so perfect weather for work. But yeah, it is a really nice apartment. But the actual location that I'm in is not that great, and I've had multiple people who live in France tell me, do not go outside when it's dark here. So I guess I'm going to heed their warning. But yeah, keeps me focused. Thanks, Cameron. And Emma's here, and Sandra, and Anul, and Elf's here, yay, and Giuseppe, and Beanie, and Brian. Hello to you, my friend, and much love to you, Elf. And Nasanagari. Nice to have you. And Muritesh, and how to identify if he's telling the truth. Well, there's many different angles that you can take on this. Like a lot of people will go the body language route. I still believe, and I know my mum told me this like when I was a little kid, but it always is so true. When people touch their nose, this is not like my real answer, but I just have to say, when people touch their nose or itch their nose when they're telling you something, like you watch yourself when you do that and you see other people do it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're blatantly lying, but in that moment, your subconscious picks up on the fact that what you just said wasn't the whole truth. So you might say something, but then you're like, oh, but actually, like, that's not quite right or whatever. And that's kind of this mechanism that we have to kind of like hide our lack of truth. So it's not really my answer, but I'm always like, I love that. Like when people itch their nose, I'm like, oh, what was the whole truth there? And I notice it within myself as well. Like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't quite the whole truth. This is really what I meant. But yeah, so what I would say is, Maritesh, you have to go on a journey of experiencing being told the truth and being lied to, and picking up on those different pieces of the puzzle and building relationship. I'm kind of the kind of person that likes to trust and believe and then be proven wrong maybe later, kind of innocent until proven guilty. But a lot of people go around, you're guilty until you prove that you're trustable, but, there's so many different angles to take on that. I would take it in terms of relationship that you have with somebody over time, and seeing what pans out, like when they do lie to you, when they are being truthful to you, and looking at what they stand to gain or lose in their communication. How able are they to be open and vulnerable, even when it doesn't make them look good, or even when it creates conflict, or that it would be uncomfortable for them to share that. So go about building that over time with people in your life. And I'd encourage you, if it's something that you're really fascinated in, to check out body language, and there's so much out there on body language and how we can identify truth-telling and lie-telling through that avenue. So hope that helps, Maritesh. And Lisa's here, yay. And Katrina, hello. And Casey's here. And Sahil, namaste to you, my friend. And Fatima and Bonnie Barron. Awesome to see all of you guys. I really hope that today's message has served you and resonated with you, and you've been able to take some form of value from it. And I hope it just gets you thinking about the fact that you'll always get over the truth. So welcome it. Make it comfortable. Make it like open yourself up and remind and reassure people that are close to you that you value the truth. Because the last thing you want to do, if we get to the depths of it, you're a human being who wants to love and deeply connect, and you want to be able to, share that with other people. And so if we want that, and we know at the base level, at the end of the day, we're all here to do that, and you know innately that you can't do it when you're not being truthful. If you're not being authentic, then who's somebody connecting with? Like, it's not you, if they're not being authentic, if they're not being truthful, you're just connecting with a sham, really, a facade. And so, make sure that you instill in the people around you, particularly the ones that you want to go the depths with, that you want their truth. And nothing they can ever do or say is going to be wrong if it's authentic to them, even if it hurts in the moment. And that's the kind of mentality that we take when we have a growth mindset, and we know and trust in our ability to figure things out, to handle the challenges, because we know that we'll grow, and we innately know that all challenge leads us towards growth and ultimately fulfillment and higher levels of truth and honesty and vulnerability and courage and love and all the great stuff. So hope that that is of value to you. And I can see you're so welcome, Maritesh, and Kabsu's here. And have you seen my query? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Chris is here as well. Hello. And Sahil, how can one most correctly pick the upcoming vision or goal? Awesome question, Sahil. It's actually where I start in my 8-week empowerment program, which I am looking to launch a new round of that in the new year. But ultimately, how we do correctly pick that vision or that goal is that we have to understand and identify what we're authentically inspired by. So not filtering it through the rest of the world in terms of what we think we should go for, what we should create. If you have to get external motivation to move in the direction of a vision or a goal, it's not yours. So the foundational piece to making sure that you can be successful with any vision or goal is to make sure that you know who you are, what you want, and you've generated the courage to go after it. So that first piece is always getting back to basics, skipping out on the filters through anybody else and actually identifying, what are my highest values? Who am I? Why do I do what I do? What matters most to me? And from that place, you can ultimately create a compelling vision that's in total alignment. I love what Dr. John Demartini talks into in this regard. So he is massive on values work and coming up with your highest values, the hierarchy of your values. And he would say that your number one value when you determine your true authentic hierarchy is actually your purpose and your mission in life. So to give you a quick example before I sign off on today's message, my top value is actually teaching, is actually sharing my knowledge, my wisdom for the purposes of helping and supporting people to get to their next level. That is my purpose in life, that's a big part of it, my number one value. And so I really encourage you guys, if you want a free resource, I'm always shooting you over to Dr. John Demartini. Go to drdemartini.com. And he has a free values determination test that you can take online, which I think is one of the best, and it's all free, so why wouldn't you? And definitely go about identifying who you are and what you want, what you value most, and then align that with your idea for a vision or a goal. And if your vision or goal is out of alignment with that, you can do two things. Number one, change your vision or goal so that it does align with your highest value. Or if it's a goal or vision that you really want to bring into your life, then you have to go about linking it to your highest values. How will achieving this highest vision or goal that I'm looking to move toward, how will it help me fulfill my values? How will it help me live into my highest values? And that's what you need to focus on in that. So hope that was of help for you, Sahil. Thank you for the question. And Blair, great to see you. As always, guys, I'm really hoping that today's message has served you, and I'm always sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, and that you guys are rocking it wherever you are in the world. I've got a couple more days left here in Paris. It's pouring with rain most of the time, but I'll try and do a little bit more sightseeing. And then I'm off to Greece, which I'm super excited about, on Tuesday. So I'm going to spend just a night in Athens before I get on a ferry to Mykonos, an island that I have not yet been to. So be spending a few days there, and then off to Crete, which is one of the major islands in Greece as well that I haven't been to. I've only been to Santorini and Rhodos. I think only the two. So I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to be coming to you from there. And everybody in the masterclasses, I think I'll be coming from Mykonos when we do our masterclass, so that'll be super fun. And last little hellos and comments before I sign off today. But Hillel is here, and Jason, great to see you. And Sahil, you are so welcome, my friend. And Linda, always great to see you, beautiful. So I'm signing off. I hope this served you. And Asmatullah, great to see you again. Love you, sis. Much love to you, my friend. Always great to have you. Hope this served you, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next message. Much love.